Hi and welcome back. This is about the Silver Sky SE. Great guitar. It's a great guitar, as everybody knows. Here's a few of the little details really that make it really cool. What makes this guitar great. So just starting at the top, the machine heads have got the classic kind of Fender style at the back and the nice little ferrules that bring it to the front. It would be nice if it had the ones where you push the string in. I think that would be really cool. But it does have these tuning keys and they are a little bit modern, futuristic-y, and I think that's cool. So there's one of the things. We have a scarf joint on the back of the neck. It's quite a thick neck. I like it. That's the kind of neck I like on a Fender style guitar. The material is interesting. It's some synthetic system, but it's cool. The truss rod cover matches the tuners, which offsets it, which is good. But underneath the nut, you'll notice that the fretboard actually continues under there. And the fretboard is a nice piece of actual rosewood, which you don't tend to get these days. You don't tend to get rosewood on guitars at this price point. So I found that was interesting. The inlays are perfect and they're hard to do like this. I know that they did some really sort of scrupulous tooling to get to this point where they could do these, and they are plastic, but they are like a bit of a nod to the Fender style within the PRS design language. And we have some really beautiful frets. When I got this one, frets weren't perfect, some were a bit unlevel, but the actual thickness of the frets and the shape of them is really nice, and part of the character of this guitar. Radius is nice on the fretboard. As I move down, we've got a lovely back plate to the neck, and the neck pocket itself is quite nice. This is part of their new SE design, and the actual back plate is a really nice material. It's quite soft. We have the back plate that you get on these. I know that the core model doesn't do that, and you can access your strings if one ever snaps, which is great. Since having it, it's not been one of those guitars where strings snap very often, which is good. Strap pins are quite wide, which is great because you can put a normal strap on it and you don't really have to reach for strap lock straight away, though I would recommend that. The pickups have the staggered pole pieces like you would get on quite an expensive guitar, and this switch and these knobs are all very unique to the guitar, and I think they offset that style really well. They do tell you it's not a Stratocaster, it is its own thing, which I think is really cool, and they're really ergonomic and they're quite anthropometric in where they're placed. Obviously you've got this deep contour here, which I really like. The input jack socket it kind of convexes outwards, which I think is a really cool touch, and it makes it easier to plug your guitar in, especially if you're in a rush. The trem arm and the hole is in the perfect position as well, and it's so easy to just plug it in. You don't have to screw it in like on Fenders, which I think is a great design. The bridge saddles, it's a 2-pin bridge, but the bridge saddles for me have rusted over time and corroded, which isn't great. I think they're probably a cheaper material. I'll replace them eventually with the core model ones. And what's really nice is this detail here. They've put felts behind the strap pins, which you don't always see. So there we go. It's got some really lovely details. Tones are wicked.